All right, so I'm going to start and share my screen. So welcome everybody. My name is Olga St Pierre. I am your community real estate resource, and I'm very happy to talk to you about some things that are very relevant, very important, that if you are a homeowner or you are getting ready to become a homeowner, you should definitely take a look at and be aware and be mindful. I think you'll agree with me that being a homeowner is one of the biggest decisions that you're going to make in your lifetime. And my goal, because I have been in the industry for the last 15 years, to help you be a responsible and sustainable homeowner and protect the biggest investment that most of us will have in our lifetime. Part of that, of course, is helping our clients make a move. And we do that in anywhere in the United States and Canada. And there are people who are now moving in other parts of the world, and we can also assist with that. And at the same time, while you are a homeowner, we are here to help you and provide you with the resources to maintain and protect your investment. That's part of our concierge service. So think of that as yellow pages from start to finish, A to Z. If there's anything that you need, contractor recommendations, professionals, anything that you can think of to make your life easier and to make your home secure and last you for the duration of your journey, then we are here to help you. So I'm going to jump right in. And one of the most important things that we talk about is your insurance and protecting your home. And I actually had a conversation with someone yesterday, and what I have been sharing with my clients and my friends and my family is the fact that you need to know your coverage, you need to understand your insurance. And I think I'll agree with you, and I think you guys will agree with me too, is when you get that policy, you may feel like it's like a foreign language to you. And what unfortunately I have found, and this is why now this is part of the slide, and I actually have additional videos on my YouTube channel, is the fact that the insurance company will forward you your quote and they say, here, take a look and just let us know what you think. And my response to that is, I don't know what it is that I'm looking for and what am I looking at and what should I have. I have found very few companies who will actually take the time to educate and explain these things to you and provide you some kind of a document that says, here's what this language means, and this is what we recommend that you have. And the goal here is for you not to get the cheapest coverage possible. People always say, oh, well, I got my insurance and it's only costing me $500 for the year. And my question to them is, what exactly does it cover? Because that is the most important thing, because it's not when something goes wrong and now you need to review your coverage to see if the insurance company is going to help you. But the time to do this is now, when you are shopping for the policy that is going to be the best for you in your situation. So I actually have created this document to help you. And these are some of the things that we talk about and we look at. You should be shopping for your insurance every year, talking to your own carrier as well as to other insurance brokers who work with different carriers. It is not fun. It is boring. It is annoying. I totally get it. But this is something that you should be doing on a regular basis. Review details for the dwelling coverage. So dwelling is the building, garage, square footage, pool, trampoline, number of bedrooms, and heating type. You have to double check and make sure that the coverage that you have actually makes sense. It is for your home and all of the information is correct. Please ask about endorsements. Ask about guaranteed replacement cost coverage. It is equivalent to a blank check to rebuild your home. And there's also 100% replacement value where your personal belongings are covered 100% and not depreciated. And that's as important to understand the difference, where 100% replacement value means that your stuff is going to be replaced versus they're going to give you $100. No, let's take it down even more, $50, because your couch is now 5 years old, and that's all that is worth in their eyes, even though you paid a couple thousand for it. Think about your high value items that you own besides your home. If you have rings, jewelry, musical instrument, firearms, paintings, and other art, you can insure it under your homeowner's insurance. It's going to be separate coverage. There may be appraisal that is needed, but check with your insurance carrier to see what is their procedure for these items. Water backup coverage. Number one denied insurance claim if you do not have this coverage for sewer, drain, or sump pump. About $10,000 in coverage is a good amount. Again, think about where you live. If you have a basement, if you live on the slab, we have a community here where we have some sewer lines that are running under the foundation of the slab. So think of it this way. If something happens to those pipes and you have to literally drill in the middle of your living room floor to get to that problem, what is that going to look like and how much that's going to cost you? Buried sewer line coverage from your home to the public sewer and service lines can be repaired and replaced up to a certain amount, which can save you thousands of dollars. So $10,000 coverage is a good amount to start, and this is what it's going to cost you for the whole year. Again, you definitely do need to shop around. Liability coverage, medical payments is the example of somebody falling on your icy steps and then they break their arm or something happened. I am including a link that actually goes in deeper into how to interpret this language so that way you can learn more about everything that you need to know about home insurance. Next up is mortgage escrow account. We are right at the time of the year where the mortgage escrow accounts are being reviewed by your lenders because that is a requirement. And you're going to be getting a letter going through the overview. I encourage you not to toss it and not to just file it away, but review it because I get a lot of phone calls around this time of the year and beginning of the year asking, Olga, why did my mortgage go up? It's not your actual mortgage payment that went up, but there's a possibility that your escrow was low on the funds and that's why they had to increase it. So what does escrow funds do? They cover you city, county, school property taxes, homeowners insurance, also known as hazard insurance, and also potentially flood or fire insurance or hurricane insurance in some areas. This usually happens in October and November, so you will get that letter in the mail. Take your time, review it. I have included pictures of what this looks like so that way you can take a look. The escrow accounts do get analyzed on the yearly basis. And once you review that letter, you'll understand exactly what's happening and how it's happening. So that way you are aware. And if you really want to dig deeper and be prepared for this, set yourself a reminder on your Google Calendar to expect this letter, to take a look at it and review it as well. If you don't get that letter, don't get nervous. You should be able to get to it online when you log into your mortgage servicer's account. You will be able to see the same thing that you see in the letter, and then you can take a look at it and see if anything is going to change for you and for how long. Next up is taking personal inventory of your belongings. That is right. Why is it important? Because you never know, God forbid something happens, whether it's a fire or a theft. I can show you, see the picture that I have in the top right-hand corner. That is an actual house that I have witnessed that had a terrible fire. And I drove by that house for a number of years, actually, until this happened, because this was in the community where my friend lived. And something happened. They went out, they came back, and they did not have a home anymore. And what's going to happen is insurance company is going to ask you for what were your belongings so that way they can figure out how much to reimburse you if this was a full replacement coverage, right? Depending on what kind of policy you have and what is the language in it. And if you don't have a video or a list or a spreadsheet or something, you're going to have a very hard time about it. So again, I made it easier for you. You will have a spreadsheet that you can use, that you can get through this link and go on there and start making your list now for these things, and then make it a point to update the spreadsheet at least once a year. If you want to do it before the year end, great. If you want to do it to get your year started, that's great. So maybe do this in January. And I have some examples on what that looks like. But again, it's something that is very easy and you can access it from anywhere because this is a Google spreadsheet that lives in the cloud. Next up, we are going to get organized. There's nothing more important than getting your documents in order that are important to help you, especially when you get ready for getting your taxes done. Absolutely every single one of us, 100% of us, has to get our taxes filed. And if you keep yourself organized on the regular basis throughout the year, it's going to make your life so much easier. So to make your life even easier, I created this list for you on how to get organized depending on what it is that you are trying to accomplish. So let's say that if you need to prepare for getting some legal documents done, maybe it's a power of attorney, maybe you need to draw up a will. What are some of the documents that you may need? Here you go. I have a list here for you. Who is going to need these documents? Your attorney, insurance agent, CPA, or regular accountant, potentially a banker, and a financial advisor. If you are going to be making a purchase, maybe you are downsizing and getting into something smaller, or maybe you are upsizing. Everybody has their own story. Here is the traditional foundational list of things that you're going to need to buy your home. Your tax returns, 2 years of W-2s, 2 months of paid stubs, 2 months of bank statements from where the funds will come from your down payment, as well as your closing costs. And the last category is important to prepare annually for your taxes. So for the season, here is everything that you will need. You know what I do? I made it even easier for myself because I like organization and I like spreadsheets. I created a spreadsheet for me, for each person in our family, on what documentation are we going to need to file our tax returns. So that way, every year I go in there and I check it off once those statements come in, or they get downloaded because I get notifications. Home maintenance going up. A lot of you guys know that are on this workshop. I am very intentional about making sure and helping you maintain your home to the best of your ability. And again, we make it very easy for you. We have a home maintenance checklist that we send to all of our clients, and we're happy to send it to you if you would like us to. We can put it in the mail or we can email it to you. Just let us know what is the best way for you. One of the biggest things that I see people not doing is cleaning your dryer vent. It is the #1 reason of fires at home. And the pictures that I'm showing you is actually something that I helped an elderly client do at her house. It wasn't easy, it was not hard to do. I actually used a leaf blower. And the reason why I was able to do that was because her vent was very straightforward. It was not a long run. So you can actually purchase tools at Home Depot to do it if you have a long run. If not, you can do it with a brush and you can do it with a leaf blower. But it is something that should be done on a regular basis at least twice a year. And heading into the winter season, it is a great time to schedule and do the repairs because most of the contractors are a bit slower because winter is a slow off season for them. So take advantage of that situation. So what are we talking about in terms of home maintenance? There are some things that you do have to do on a regular basis, and these are the basics, but I encourage you to do them because it really does prolong the life of your appliances and the major functions of your home. Things like changing your furnace filter, vacuuming the back of your refrigerator. Who knew that you need to do that on a regular basis? Probably not many of you. Checking your smoke and CO detector for your batteries, make sure they operate and check them every 6 months. Putting your hoses away in the fall, knowing where your main water shutoff is in the house, and also knowing where your gas shutoff in the house if you have natural gas running to your house. So we have a monthly, quarterly, biannual, and annual home maintenance checklist. It's one pager that you really need to have, put in your office, put it in your kitchen, and we're happy to get it over to you again to make your life easier. Next up, let's talk about your financial health. one of the things that you should be doing on a regular basis as a homeowner, as a responsible citizen, is checking your credit 3 times a year. And you absolutely can do it for free. The website to go to is www.annualcreditreport.com. This website was set up because it is a requirement by the government that each credit agency provides you with one free report from this agency once a year. So my suggestion to you is create a system where you request a report from each agency once a year and you spread it out throughout the year. You have to look at those reports when you download them. Take a look, go line by line, because knowing what's on your credit report is vital for your financial health. Your credit history does tell a story. Are you making your payments on time? How many other payments are you making right now? How are you making those payments? What your outstanding balances are? And this whole big picture is what creates your FICO, which is your credit score that everybody uses to see how you are doing if you are a responsible person. How do you build and maintain good credits? You have to pay your bills on time. Even if maybe you're making partial payments, that's okay. Everybody has their own story, but you have to do it on time. And my big belief is that you should be paying your bills on auto pay every month. This way you don't have to worry about it if you forget or you go away. Paying off debt and keeping your balances low. Don't close unused credit card and apply for new ones only as needed. Next up, save, save, save. I was actually on the road today and I was listening to a podcast, and the speaker was saying that the average savings rate in United States is under 4%. So what you should be doing is a minimum of 10% to help you with your rainy day funds, to help you with planning for retirement. And unfortunately, most people are not thinking that far ahead. So what I encourage you to do is start now. If you haven't done that and you're not sure what to do, I do have some ideas here for you to make it a little bit easier for you. Number one, your rainy day fund is there to help you with emergencies, whether it's car repairs, home repairs, something else comes up, you don't have the money in your checking account. That's why you have your rainy day fund. You put the money in there to survive for 6 months. If you could not work for 6 months, that fund is supposed to sustain and carry you, make sure that you don't fall behind on your bills. Another fun way to do it is adding $10 each week to a jar or a box, something. And then by the month of November, you should have about $400 in your jar, which you can use then to buy presents or continue to save for something special, maybe for purchasing a home. So let's make it fun. Let's make it a game. I have a bingo card here for you, sort of like a bingo, right? But each box has a dollar amount assigned to it. So I encourage you to commit to doing this and simply choose a box each week and transfer that amount to a savings account. I encourage you to open up a savings account, and also that account should be as a high yield savings account and should be paying you at least 4% interest, because anything under that, you're actually going to be losing money because of the inflation. So if you one week do 220, another week you do 600, a third week you do 190, by the end, when you check off every single box on this bingo card, you're going to have saved $10,000. And I want you to think about this as to how amazing this would feel, knowing that you have that money in your rainy day fund or in your savings account, just there to be there for you, to support you in your everyday journey. Let's talk about making your life a little bit easier. I think all of you agree with me that we are here and we're super busy in our careers, with our families, our friends, our kids. We don't need to overcomplicate our lives. So some ideas here for you is to use the time that you have in between the things that you already are doing for quick declutter or quick tidy. I find this to be so helpful, and if you do it on a regular basis, then your home does not truly get cluttered or dirty. So if you're waiting for your coffee pot to brew, if you're waiting for the pasta to cook, that's like 7, 10, 12 minutes. You can do something really quick and tidy up your kitchen as an example. You're waiting for a family member in the shower. And the example I can give you is my daughter's. That could easily turn into 45 minutes. Imagine what you can accomplish in 45 minutes, and you make it a game. You can tell yourself, hey, Olga, you have 45 minutes. What can you get done? Let's make it happen. Bring it on. Next up, hanging a notepad on your fridge. I suggest to you that you have a notepad on your refrigerator, in your car, next to your bed as well, because you have a ton of ideas swirling in your head. I'm sure you do, because that's what we women do. And it's a lot easier to write it down so that way you don't forget and you don't have to worry about forgetting it. And that's what I use the notepads for. The one on the fridge, mostly is my grocery list of reminders and the thoughts that I have to share with my family. Next up, planning for unexpected. Think buying cards and buying those things that you need for special occasions, for birthday parties, things like that, buying it all in bulk and make it a neutral. Don't get cards that are actually say happy birthday or sympathy or something. Invest in pretty cards that are blank. This way you can use them for everything, depending on whatever life comes your way. If something happens, you need to attend a funeral, you need to write someone I'm thinking about you card, you have them and they're there, and you don't have to look for anything. Same thing for gift bags. I buy all my tissue paper after Christmas, and I only buy white because I can use it throughout the year for just about anything. You can do all of this in one trip, going to the dollar store or another discount store. Then you put everything in a clear bin, put it in your closet, and it's there to help you make your life easier. Next, check out services offered through United States Postal Services. You can actually schedule at-home pickup of different things that you're shipping. You can preview your mail and packages. I actually get that informed delivery that is coming in. And every day they're sending me an email and telling me what kind of mail I have coming in. I found it very helpful because if I have something that is important, then I can track it to make sure that it's actually making it happen. Another thing that I found helpful is you can actually schedule if you're going on vacation, if you need to stop your mail and then resume it, you can do it right online. Here is a list of some things that I found helpful for your home and for cleaning. And you know what, too? Think of these things as your system. So find products that do more than one thing. For example, I don't want just a glass cleaner, and I don't want just one thing to be able to clean just one item in my house. I want something that is all in one. So some of these products that you see here is what I use on a regular basis in my own home. My Bissell canister vacuum cleaner, I love it. It's super light, it's easy to use, and it's easy to clean out. Spin mop is great. Barkeeper's Friend you can use for just about anything. Weinmann stainless steel products are great for stainless steel products. And Dawn dishwashing liquid is not just for washing dishes, but it's also amazing for stains. So think about your own routine. Think about what you do and what the products that you need, and set up a system so that when you have these products, they're going to work for you throughout your whole house. Next up, where we're going is the toolbox in your car. How do we make our life easier and safer in the car? So I separated this list into two. Number one is for the humans that you drive around. And number two is, of course, to protect your second largest investment that you have, which is the vehicle that you own and drive in. I have this list here for you that I made based on my own personal experience. So I encourage you to think about what is it that you may need depending on how much time you spend in your own car. And the second list is to make sure that your car runs smoothly and lasts you for a long period of time. So jumper cables, pressure gauge, first aid kit, flashlight, WD-40, basic toolkit, and of course your registration, insurance card, and your car manual should be living in your car. Home safety tips are important As you know, with the introduction of AI, the artificial intelligence, with the scams that are only getting more sophisticated, making sure that your home is safe, I think is extremely important. So take your time to take a look and see what do you need and how do you protect yourself and your loved ones. So don't post a picture of your key on social media. Try not to share when you're actually away on vacation on social media, especially if you have your messages set to be displayed with everyone, not just with your friends, like I'm referring to Facebook. Shut your blinds at night, change your locks when you move into a new place. I actually made that a requirement for my clients. Always lock your doors and windows, and then make sure that you have cameras to help you and have floodlights and porch lights that turn on automatically when they sense a movement. So be a great homeowner. I shared a lot of things with you today, and I just want you to know that this is just probably a tip of the iceberg, really. There's so much I believe that you should know and have in your pocket, so to speak, to be a really productive and responsible homeowner. So we're here for you. If you have any specific questions that pertaining to your personal homeownership or your own home, please reach out to us. You have my contact information here. It's my phone number. It's my email. I actually answer my own phone. You're welcome to text me. And if you have other questions that maybe you want to ask in private, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. A lot of you know that this is just one of many workshops that we offer on a regular basis. You are welcome to check out our workshop schedule at this bit.ly link that we have on top. And all of our workshops are housed on the YouTube channel called At Home with Olga. So you can actually check all of the webinar recordings and other helpful videos. And if you are in the process of planning for retirement, maybe you are getting into your 50s, we have a second YouTube channel that I am super passionate about, is helping others plan for and have a successful retirement. So as always, all of the important documents that I mentioned to you here, you can check through the links in this workbook, or you can simply email me and I will send everything over to you. So this is what I have to share with you today. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have feedback as to some of the things that we shared with you today.